Om Shanti. Welcome everyone. Welcome to work together to demystify the divine source and how easy and natural it is to demystify the truth. So relax the body. Feeling gratitude for the body. For it's really supported the soul and allows the soul to express itself. As the body relaxes, the spiritual energy can release. And as the spiritual energy releases, there is an innate sense of relaxation. Because the tiny point of light is beyond fatigue, beyond any tiredness. His natural nature is of surrender. His natural nature is of deep zeal and enthusiasm. So let's take this moment to truly separate the self from all that is acquired. Seeing the self in the image of a star. With a big circle around the self, which is elevated, kind of suspended around the tiny star, the tiny, tiny point of light. See if you can see many hooks around on that circle, on that ring around the star. And start the process of emptying the consciousness. On one hook, you can hang up the roles. A role of a mother, father, employee, employer. On the other hook, you can hang up your possessions. On the third hook, you can hang up any position that the ego may be happy about or not so happy about. And then on the fourth hook, hang up the body. And on the fifth hook, hang up even the personality that has come with the body. The name, the form, hang them all up. Now, what is left after emptying the consciousness of the clutter is that invisible, imperishable, godlike divine being in the center of the ring. That is who you are. And that is who you always will be. You always were. None of these things that you have just hung up on the hooks ever was you. They were temporarily given to the soul to be able to experience the physical world, but as the mind got corrupted on the journey, the mind started believing everything that was just given as a temporary gift to be the self. So the subject of mind one likes to address because it's given too much importance that it does not deserve. The important source of energy is the soul itself. Mind is just a spark from the consciousness of the soul. Nothing more. And when the soul inhabits the body, mind creates thoughts. But if the soul remembers itself as a soul, then mind becomes a child and listens to the soul, who's the parent of the mind. But to have that ability to parent the mind, the soul needs to experience itself as a parent first. Because right now it's battling with the mind. And it's here that the love of the Supreme Parent nourishes, teaches the soul how to be a benevolent parent to the mind. So the very first desire of the soul is to experience unconditional love. And when that desire is satiated by the Supreme Parent, then the soul experiences his own innate ability to love unconditionally. First, its own mind, which seems to be running wild like a mischievous child. But as a parent, the soul learns from the Supreme Soul how to be patient and detached and loving. And as this desire is satiated, all the other desires fall off. So we ordinarily start from a place of thinking. But today, we start from a place where there's no technique or any thinking or any method. It's a place of absolute and complete trust. It's as though you've just been born like a newborn baby. An act of meditation is to nourish, to cultivate, to sustain this awareness of being a baby star. Starting from a feeling of peace, not trying to create peace, not trying to create thoughts of bliss. It's not an act of trying. It's just being. When the baby is born, he does not even know how to say mom and dad. Nobody comes and teaches him, but he recognizes the energy of benevolence. He recognizes the love of the Supreme Parent. And he moves towards that love. He's not worried about who will take care of him. He's come in this big world. Who's going to love him? But he gravitates instinctively towards love. Similarly, when the baby star lets go of its old identity, old birth, and it's as though he's been born again. He's in the arms, the invisible arms of the Supreme Parent. A very trusting energy. The baby does not need encyclopedias to know his parent. The baby does not need somebody to teach him. But there is this eternal connection with the Supreme. He takes that fragrance and he feels the love for himself from the Supreme Parent. And to feel the Supreme Companion, the Supreme Parent, it's not a question of any mind or intellect. He feels his Supreme Parent. He feels himself to be incorporeal, without a body, in the company of his Supreme Incorporeal Parent. It's not just about knowing, but he's attaining. Attainments are very easily felt by this baby star. It's not the logical aspect of the intellect, but it is the divine intellect that recognizes and experiences this clean and clear most unconditional, unlimited love of the parent. Just immerse the true self. It's as though there's a halo of light around the baby star. His mother's and father's world is his world. The world of light, the world of silence, sweetness, and solitude. It's so natural for him, this invisible baby star. To experience what his Supreme Parent experiences. It's as though he lives experiences and breathes, and thinks the thoughts that are natural to the Supreme Parent, who's the ocean of happiness. So this being of light, tiny baby star, he also experiences himself as the master ocean of happiness. And why? Because everything is already done for him. He already is who he is always, a tiny point of light. His happiness, innate happiness, allows the mind to heal. As the soul gets nurtured and nourished and healed by the Supreme Parent's vision of himself, the tiny star is able to detach from the mind and surrender that mind to God. All he's left with the pure, benevolent, selfless, extraordinary, imperishable mind. Because the Supreme Mother takes care of the corrupted mind. Now the family, the spiritual family, it's such a natural feeling for this baby star to experience the family of people of light. It's not something he has to practice. That's his natural state. Being the master ocean of bliss, what has he attained from the Supreme Mother ocean of bliss? He has realized that he is, and his innate bliss is imperishable. He is forever worthy of his parents' love. Because Supreme Parent, his entire focus is on the godliness, the divinity that his child is. And that vision heals and cures any identification that the soul could have had with the egoic mind. He's just a pure, pure being of light. imperishable, and so forever blissful. And God wants the soul to accept this relationship based on equality. Because on the path of devotion, being body conscious, there is a self-sabotage of wanting to keep oneself feeling low and then put the self in front of God. But if one wants to have a relationship with Baba, with God, one has to let go. Let go of this belief system of being unworthy, of being the body. He too is an embodiment of divinity. Why is there peace? Why is he a master of peace, like his supreme parent? Because he knows he's immortal. The mind may create fear of disease in the body. The mind may create fear of losing the body. But these are just machinations of the mind. The soul is separate and knows he's forever beyond harm. And that brings immense peace, as there are zero fears, zero worries and concerns. The body may be sick, but the soul is never sick. And this allows the soul to unleash his capacity and ability to love and see the truth of all the souls of the world. When he is beyond harm and everyone else around him is harmless, because he's completely independent from the story and the character in the story, this has to be grasped deeply. This allows the innocent soul and his nobility to emerge. And when this nobility emerges, he's never a victim, a slave, or a beggar, but a royal star. Filled with auspicious feelings and auspicious wishes. And it's the family of stars, filled with auspicious feelings and auspicious wishes for all and for each other. It's not an effort or a meditation or a practice. It's a natural stage of being who he is. All he needs to do is become conscious and separate himself as an invisible observer from the character in the story. The one who's innocent, but also authentic in complete wisdom. Complete freedom. Not trying to make Cinderella into God in the stage. And that's why he's free. Because all he has to do now, be who he is. Synonymous with peace. And this is what the love of the Supreme Parent does. It frees the soul from the threads, from the ropes, from the strings of any attachment to the false identity that he has created in the story. This is true love, benevolent love, love that uplifts, love that nourishes, enriches, brings the soul back to truth. And that's why Supreme Mother is also the ocean of knowledge, shining light on the truth of each and every living being, the tiny stars. So see, tonight, before you park the car, that is your body, as soon as the body is parked for it to rest, let the soul be in the home with the Supreme Parent in that warm, secure, most loving embrace, soul separate from the body. And sleep, allow the soul to rest in the arms, the invisible arms of the Supreme Parent, whilst the car is getting its own rest. And this separation itself is the most restful state for the soul. And the embrace of the incorporeal one, who's forever incorporeal, never takes the body. His embrace keeps the soul in that incorporeal stage all night. So, good evening, and hope you get to enjoy the warm embrace of the Supreme Parent. Experiment with it. You would never want to ever just be in the body. When sleeping, let the body rest separately from the soul. Deepest rest, highest rest possible. Wake up in the morning in the warm embrace of the Supreme Parent. And you will see life is a beautiful, beautiful gift. Om Shanti.